When shopping for a performance car, the first number everyone looks at is horsepower. Bigger number. Faster car, right? Not exactly. Horsepower is important, but it's only one piece of a much bigger performance puzzle. Today, we're breaking down why horsepower numbers don't tell the whole story. First, let's understand what horsepower actually is. Horsepower is a measurement of how quickly an engine can do work. In simple terms, it's how fast the engine can apply force over time. That's why high horsepower cars often dominate at high speeds. But here's the twist, horsepower is calculated using torque and RPM. Horsepower equals torque multiplied by RPM, divided by 5,252. So what does that mean? It means torque matters just as much, sometimes even more. Take the example of a classic American V8 like the Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. It produces massive torque at low RPM thanks to its supercharger. That instant torque is what throws you back into your seat when you hit the gas. Now compare that to a high-revving engine like the Ford Mustang GT. It makes strong horsepower higher in the RPM range. You need to rev it out to unlock its full performance. On paper, the horsepower numbers might look similar, but the driving experience feels completely different. Next factor, weight. A 500 horsepower car that weighs 1,800 kilograms won't feel as quick as a 400 horsepower car that weighs 1,400 kilograms. That's why power-to-weight ratio is more important than horsepower alone. This is one reason lighter sports cars can embarrass more powerful machines on tight tracks. Then there's traction. You can have 700 horsepower, but if your tires can't grip the road, all that power turns into smoke. All-wheel drive systems, tire compounds, suspension setup, they all determine how effectively horsepower reaches the pavement. Gear ratios also play a huge role. Shorter gearing can make a lower horsepower car feel quicker because it accelerates harder through the gears. Longer gearing may favor top speed but sacrifice low-end punch. Transmission type matters too. A quick-shifting dual-clutch transmission can outperform a higher horsepower car with a slow automatic. Aerodynamics. At high speeds, drag becomes your biggest enemy. Two cars with identical horsepower can have completely different top speeds depending on airflow and downforce. That's why some track-focused cars with less horsepower still dominate on race circuits. And finally, tuning and power delivery. Is the power smooth? Is it predictable? Does it surge violently? A turbocharged engine may deliver a sudden boost spike, while a naturally aspirated engine gives linear acceleration. The number on paper doesn't show how usable that power really is. So next time you see a headline screaming, 800 horsepower monster, remember this. Horsepower is just one chapter of the story. Real performance is about torque, weight, traction, gearing, aerodynamics, and how all those elements work together. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the biggest number. It's about how the car makes you feel when you hit the throttle. And that can't be measured by horsepower alone.